The European adventurers coming to the New World called it the Fountain of Youth, a magical land lost in time, full of trees and birds never before seen, and crossed by a river whose water did not come from the heavens. And so pure was its taste, they believed it had rejuvenating powers. That land is northern Florida, and the river, the Santa Fe. The Santa Fe is unique in that the main source of its water is underground instead of above it. It is fed by springs, of which there are over 600 in this area. And some of those springs are, in their own right, world-class dive sites. Let me take you on a trip to the most unique and fascinating underwater landscape you'll ever see. Immediately, it becomes clear that Ginnie is no ordinary freshwater dive. The clarity of the water is amazing, giving me an otherworldly feeling of being suspended in air rather than liquid. I head out for my first dive, a foreboding crack known as Little Devil that scars the riverbed like the grotesque mouth of a giant. And I can barely contain my excitement as I plunge into the belly of the beast. After negotiating the tight passage, I arrive at the desolate bottom. Centuries ago, this crevice was a spring too, and somewhere behind these rocks lie a connection to deeper tunnels. But that opening has since collapsed, and I am able to continue no further. Wow, what a thrilling dive that was. I think I've been bitten by the freshwater bug that I've heard so many cave divers rave about, and the fun has just begun. Next, I swim towards the Devil's Eye, whose round entrance opens the way to miles of submerged tunnels and caves. Once I pass this narrow restriction, I find myself inside a small but beautiful cavern. An undeniable feeling of peace and an absolute silence palpable all around. This cavern sits over an area of low porosity, where the water moves through the rock very slowly, sometimes taking hundreds of years to travel from the point where it went underground to where it comes back to the surface. And like an old king living in luxury, I am now bathing in that rare vintage. As I leave, I realize I have never felt this close to Mother Earth before. What an experience! Please join me for part 2 as I continue to explore this land of wonders.